Welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where Cardinal are coming off a big win over Notre Dame. They now head on the road to LA to play against UCLA, first time in several years. Now, this UCLA team started the season off slow, only winning one of their first four, including a 2-score loss to Georgia, a 8-point loss to Nevada, and a 1-point loss to Rutgers. Since then, they've gone on a pretty good streak here, a 10-point win over San Jose State and a 6-point win over Boise State. They are led by a young, promising quarterback here in DeMarcus Davis, a redshirt sophomore with 1,500 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. 66% complete through his first handful of games. Rushing the ball, David Poole, another sophomore, is their lead guy with 300 yards rushing, averaging 4.6 a carry, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble. We also might see a little bit of Davis scrambling. He is an improviser. Receiving, they spread the ball out a good bit, though. Newcomb, when they get close to the red zone, he is their guy. 9 touchdowns on the season, under 400 receiving yards. Defensively, no one exactly stands out in terms of tackles. They spread it out pretty evenly. Tackles for a loss also pretty even. Thornhill, Spain, and Woods all with 4 or 3 respectively. Their sack leader is Simpson Warren with 3.5, though Thornhill right behind. Interception leader is Clark, but again, pretty spread. And we'll need to keep an eye here on Bagani, the kicker, who is 4 of 5 on the year with a long of 52. As for the Cardinal, it's been a really good start for the year, not only on the field, but recruiting. Currently the #1 team, as we've already landed 4 5-stars and 4 4-stars. And the team is very close to landing yet another 5-star, this one at corner in Alex Marcotte. Potentially after this game, he might go ahead and sign that deal. Possibly joining him would be Kona Osgood, the 4-star tackle. And out of Phoenix, Arizona, Casey Lanier, the 4-star receiver, also very close to his commit. But it's time to get this away matchup underway. Cardinals set to return as we are off here. Big boot, and Keenan will take the knee in the end zone. Offense heading out at the 25. Elijah Brown has been, for the most part, a really good quarterback for us this season. He's helped carry the squad through a couple games, but we've also had a lot of success with the running game. Expect the offense to continue with that here as they go that way. Play 1, Parrish. He's denied. He was a little bit more of the short gain guy last week. It was actually Cedric Irvin with the big rushes. As they go right back to Parrish down the middle, he just gets 2. Already a 3rd and long here for the Cardinal offense. Bunch goes to the right. They got Borden to the left. Brown is making a change. He doesn't seem to quite like the call, but it doesn't look like his receiver is understanding the change, so they'll just rock with it. Across the middle, not getting the grab. They had Haddad through his hands, and it will be a punt. But that does get this defense out onto the field. Our chance to also see what we could do against the Bruins. As they got a receiver in motion, they go jet sweep. Play 1, cutback is denied by the big DT in Howerton. And it looks like we're going to have a hurry-up offense. Haven't faced too many of those this year. Saw a good bit of them the last couple. Split backfield here. Davis does have motion yet again as they go with the run, and Howerton back-to-back plays. With a 3rd and 8. Sticking with a spread look. Setting up the pass, they go underneath, and big tackle from Asher denies the first down. 4th and inches, punting unit comes on out. The big stop there for the redshirt freshman. Now starting at the 11 is the offense, as it's Cedric Irvin. Maybe a gain of 1. Seems pretty clear so far. UCLA, they watched their tape. 2nd and 9. Looking for a stretch on the run, and maybe gaining 2 is Parrish. Offense might need to try something different with the running game. 3rd and 7. They bring the blitz. It's thrown and through the hands of Parrish. That's 2 first down conversions drop back-to-back drives. So it's shaping up to essentially be a game of field position here. UCLA taking back over at about the midfield line. As they go read option, Tafiti bit on it. Ramos will come over for the tackle. Ends up going as a gain of 8. Leaving 2nd and 2. They will look to pass and finding the target on what might have been a slant. It just was awkward in getting set up. Actually ends up panning out probably better. Getting more yards on it as UCLA is down to the 30. Come out with trips to the left-hand side. Tight end at the line to the right. They set up the wide receiver screen, and they're going to pick up 6. They are changing up their looks throughout their hurry up here. Again, motion as they go RPO. Open spaces here. Camp will eventually come down to get the stop. UCLA has moved inside the 15. As they change up their look here, 2 go to the left-hand side, 1 out to the right, plus a tight end. We bring the blitz, and there's Howerton back again. 3 plays made either behind the line or at the line. And for the Bruins, who were carrying all the momentum, a little bit quiet in the stands following that loss of 11. Going back to the RPO, Asher crashes. We harped on him a lot the first couple games. It was his first career starts. Is this his breakout? Already performing better than we've seen. Tafiti with the pressure. Does not get the sack. We do jar away the pass, and it will be the field goal unit headed out. He's only missed 1 so far on the season, a long of 52. To crack that scoreboard here, it leans back in. Started left. They go up by 3. Now the offense just has to find a way to have a drive longer than 3 plays, starting back at the 25. Borden initially had a step. Good recovery, though, from 12. That's actually the worst start we've had on a drive so far. At least gained 1 the previous first down, 2nd and 10. Looking to set up the drag here. They've got Buck, who will pick up about 7. With that, the Cardinals still looking for their first conversion. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right is Haddad. Letting things develop. They do find Bachmeier with their first down. He bounces it to the outside and dragged down just by the midfield line. Cardinal get their first down, and it goes to their eldest receiver in Bachmeier. Setting him up inside plus territory, sticking with a spread look. Going back to the run, Parrish all the way to the outside. A flag comes down as the run was a gain of 12, but it looks like holding on the tight end. So after we finally break off a nice run, gonna have to call it back. 1st and 20, bunch goes to the right, leaving Borden lone to the left. And under pressure, it's going to be 2nd and near 30. Massive loss on that play, and this stadium is rocking. As Brown, he's going to step up. He's got grass and going to get by the initial line of scrimmage, or about at it. Big scramble, though, picks up about 20 yards, leaving them with a more manageable 3rd down here. Hard count, no one jumps. As they're looking for the right-hand side, Bachmeier with another 1st down. Big plays there from the Cardinal to fight back from a 2nd and 29 for the final play here of the first quarter. They're looking for Haddad at the sideline, but not enough space. First quarter comes to an end in a good ball game so far. Just need a little bit more here from our offense. 3-0. As we get started at the 37 with a run. Parrish looks to bounce it all the way to the outside. He tried to weave back to find the edge, and instead it's going to be a loss of 4. 3rd and 14. A spread look here, 4 receiver set. Looked like early movement, no calls on it. And under pressure, the right guard gives it up, and it will be another punt for the Cardinal. While the offense still trying to sort out their game. Defense trying to keep us in this one. 1st and 10, got motion again. Setting up the run, and Tafiti gets the block shed. Not involved on the tackle, though, does slow down the play. Goes as a gain of 3 on the run. 2nd and 7 for Davis, making a couple changes here. Motion again makes it an empty set. As they swing it out to that running back, Richardson quickly gets back there. Going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. And a 3rd and long. They need 11 yards here. 11 in the backfield next to Davis. 2 spread to either side. As they will go with the underneath and off the hands. A quick stop from the defense. As the offense retakes the field here, still looking to find some points. Starting with the run here, Parrish. He zigs and zags and gets that first. Just got to keep going at it, wear down this defense. As they will look to pass the ball here. Brown, he escapes to the right-hand side. He's got another first down, and again, about a gain of 20. We didn't really see much of the legs last game. We have seen Brown scramble around a good bit this season. As it's the RPO here, Cedric Irvin checks in. He gets 9. Cardinals sticking to what they know best, and this year it is the run. All 3 running backs in here as Dog patient down the middle attacks the safety. He's brought down at the 12. He had the late game touchdown catch last week. See if they look to go his way here, or instead they've got McCoy broken up. An athletic play there from the DB to deny. 2nd and 10 here, still at the 12. Bunch look to the right-hand side as they're going back corner. Borden broken up plus a flag down. And it looks like they're going to get a holding call on the center in Roth. So backing that up, 2nd and 20 then at the 22. Empty set. They've got Buck. High pass and through his hands. Few of the Cardinal receivers struggling to hold on to the pass here, at least still in field goal range. Hard count, they do get someone to jump. They're looking for a back shoulder. Haddad, he brings it in this time, can decline that penalty. It's a touchdown for the Cardinal to put them on top. Though we could give a lot of credit to the defense for holding the Bruins to 3 points until we finally got into the end zone ourselves. Wide open to the outside, though, forgot about one player. Sumlin tries to track him down. Eventually, Poole gets out of bounds. He's been their leading runner so far this year. Haven't seen him much in the backfield. We've seen a little bit more from 11. Might be due to some of that hurry up that we see, though 11 not on the field here. As they go back to Poole, down the middle, he's got 2 first downs in a row. UCLA changing up their play calls this drive. Just as we struggled offensively, they have as well. And back again, Howerton. 2 sacks on the day make that 3 TFLs. And it seems like every time the Bruins get going a little bit, the DT is there to make the play. 2nd and 16. They go back to the air. DeFeedy fighting through the line. They get the dump off, spinning off the first tackle, gain of 4. And that leaves UCLA needing 12 here on 3rd. At the 46-yard line, they go to set up the draw, and we are quickly there to corral. A timeout called rather early. Perhaps Coach Barrington expecting that we had less time still remaining in this one. Either way, it is going to be a punt forced, and the offense taking over at the 21. Cedric Irvin, he looks for that cutback lane. He only finds 2. Looked a lot more open initially. UCLA defense rallies. 2nd and 8. Still looking to pass the ball. They get this one out to McCoy, who will pick up 5 and get out of bounds. Another 3rd down, though, facing the Cardinals with a spread look here. They've got the receiver high pass, high pointed by Haddad. Brown made sure that linebacker could not get to it. I like it, as they do not have time to get the snap off. Ends up being 2-minute warning here, so we'll go again then. After letting the play develop a little bit, ball comes out late. Good catch from Buck. He slips the tackle, and he's rumbling down to the 35 and out of bounds. Good hook up there from the QB and the tight end under pressure. Found a good read. Now with no safety help over the top, they're looking for Bachmeier, and he's got the touchdown grab. Brown put that in a perfect spot. Bachmeier boxes out the corner, and we've taken a 2-score lead here in LA. And this is a score line you would expect with what it looked like on paper heading into this one. The Cardinal were the higher-ranked team. UCLA, though, they put up a good fight in the first quarter, trying to find a way to get back on into it here in the second. With a 2nd and 4, they go spread wide. Not much of tight end usage here. Good ball placement, though, from Davis. Kept that one nice and high. The corners sitting underneath couldn't get to it. As we got pressure, you know who. 3rd on the day for Howerton. UCLA leaving, though, no time to celebrate. Quickly getting back to the line here with a 2nd and 18. As they'll look for a pass. Drag coming across and getting the catch. Does leave still a 3rd and long, needing 15. As Davis sitting in the pocket, he's got time. Let this play develop, though eventually tucking and sliding down, giving himself up. They will have to punt. And another timeout coming in here for Coach Barrington. Now the offense does start back at the 24. One timeout remaining, though we know ETN, he could hit from distance, so just got to get him into range as it gets picked off instead. Try to keep the ball away from 14. He had the athletic pass breakup earlier in the game. Now he just cuts in front to get the pick. UCLA set up at the 23. And for an offense that has struggled to move the ball, an absolute gift here from their defense and a pretty big blow to the Cardinal, as they will continue trying to pass the ball. Check down, and quickly collapsing on it is that rotational safety. Atkins comes in the 4-2-5 defense as Camp rolls down to play a little bit of some slot. And a beautiful setup play from UCLA. They drew down the coverage, had that route peel up, and it is a touchdown off the pick. UCLA draws this to a 4-point game. And what was looking to be a pretty clean game from Brown, no longer the case. Though Coach Barrington normally stays aggressive, as he does here with an open receiver. Bachmeier couldn't shake Stevens. But a massive play for the senior receiver, getting us down to the opposite 32 here. Two safeties over the top, though. They leave Borden with the one-on-one, and he is down at the one. Final timeout called. He didn't quite break the plane. But the Cardinal will have to be quick here. Gotta make sure that they do get into the end zone. It's the wing T. They run this formation often at the goal line, and Dog can literally just walk on in. We erase the touchdown given up off the turnover with a touchdown of our own, with about 20 seconds taken off the clock. Now, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I feel like that is the most amount of points we have scored in a first half, potentially this season, definitely in the last few weeks. As UCLA still trying to fight here in the first half, they call a second timeout. They pick up only 5 on the play, but anytime you've got the ball, you've got to try to make something happen here. With a spread empty look, driving it in, Frausto Ramos breaks it up. And that leaves the Bruins with 14 seconds, 3rd and 5. They pick up the blitz very well in a ghost tackle. It looked like Poole was just purely scared, as there's an offsides coming in for Howerton, who just had a phenomenal first half here. But yeah, it looked like Poole was scared of Rico Cote, just slid down underneath the tackle. As Tafiti slips, we finally see Sony Fotu get back there. We've become so accustomed to calling his name early and often. Just ringed on me here that we haven't called his name yet. Loading up deep, we got Frausto Ramos there, who they might be throwing a flag on. While the ball was getting there, he was fighting to get in front. Definitely bumped into each other, and they're going to call pass interference on that. Absolutely not a thing for sure, but good news is this is college football and not NFL. It's just a 15-yard penalty, though the kick is off the crossbar, maybe a yard more, and Bugatti would have had it. Instead, we head to halftime. 21-10 here. It's an 11-point game, and for the most part, your Cardinal have been well in charge of this one. We did throw the interception, what led to the only touchdown here for UCLA. 3 first-half touchdowns for the Cardinal. And Tiger Bachmeier, he is your player of the first half. Now for UCLA, this is a big drive. Just set the tone for the start of the second half, down by 11. Got to try to put together a good drive here, and a pass breakup from Asher. This so far is by far his best game. He's making plays out there. 2nd and 10. As they do hand this one off, Howerton is there. No gain. Just a swarming defense here for the Cardinals so far. Needing 10 yards still, they look to set up the screen. Richardson, the only one out there. Asher gets the tackle, but UCLA will pick up the first down by mere inches. And for them, that's a pretty big couple inches. with two spread out to the right-hand side, one to the left. They go to Poole and quickly met. Not allowing a whole lot after the handoffs or after the catches here. Cardinal defense, though, stepping up Davis. He picks up a couple blocks, and he's got a first down for the Bruins. If the traditional passing and running game hasn't worked at this point, maybe they need Davis to start to scramble around a little bit. Looking for Poole here, dancing through, and a lot of patience pays off with a gain of 7. Looked like that one was almost denied out the gate. But now they got a big play here heading down the sideline. Camp from behind gets the tackle. UCLA in hurry up here, trying to keep momentum on their side. As they change up the look here, they're going to send 3 to the right-hand side, 28 at the tight end spot. Don't believe he actually is a tight end, though. Swinging it out and swatting it down, Richardson. And here we go. Now we actually see some tight end work, one of which is an offensive lineman, so they definitely do lack tight ends. And there we go, a sack coming in from Nelson and Ume. Good to see there from Nelson, who did get subbed out a few games ago for Sony Fotu. Of course, with the play we've seen from Fotu, no way Nelson's getting back out here in starting position. As they set up the screen, Tafiti dives, tripping Poole, and he couldn't quite keep the feet, stumbling out of bounds. And they will send out the field goal unit from there with a 4th and 12 of the 42. Again, it's looking close, and this time he hits it. That was a long field goal attempt for Bagani, and he actually broke his own record on that play. Formerly a 54-yarder was the longest for UCLA. That one was 59. As Cedric Irvin takes the carry, he picks up 5. So UCLA's offense still struggling in this one. Their special teams, they've come through. As Brown on the move here, he's trying to get to the outside, maybe pick up a block from Irvin. No. Ends up coming up about half a yard shy. It's the wing T. As the Cardinal run the ball, Dog, he's got the first. He hasn't seen too many rushes from a traditional lineup, so his average has definitely dipped, but he's gotten a lot of big plays for us. Irvin, the running back this time, as the double-to-backer never got to the second level. So just a gain of 1. Parrish checks in the next play. 2 go to the right-hand side, Borden to the left. Got a single high safety, and they're looking down the field for Bachmeier, and through his hands. He definitely should have had that one. 20 punches it out in the last possible moment. 3rd and 9 then. Hard count, getting another guy to jump off sides. Free play, taking the sack, but we'll have another shot at it 5 yards closer. Though, of course, that also means that Brown does take a nice hit on the play, which that we don't like. 3rd and 4. Tight shotgun look here. And it opens up. Brown will do it with his legs sliding down. Maybe he thought that guy was going to get there a little bit quicker. But all for our quarterback trying to be as safe as possible out there. They walk down the corner, or actually safety to the right-hand side. They're 14. He had the pick on us earlier. As they've got the curl through the hands again of Bachmeier. Again, great first half. Not a good start here to the second. For the 2nd and 10. Going with the run, and Irvin bounces it immediately. He's got the first down and dips. No need, I guess, to take the hit. As the Cardinal come out here with a spread look. Brown still trying to make changes. See if that one actually came through this time. With no help over the top, it's out for Keenan, and he brings it in. That's the same play Bachmeier dropped earlier. The true freshman gets it for the touchdown this time, as it is now dead quiet here in LA. The Cardinal now hold a 15-point lead, 28-13. UCLA once again with motion from the backfield. They hand this one off to Poole, and getting the tackle is Sumlin. A real good job on the peel back there, because there was no other defender to get that stop. 2nd and 2. As they go with a quick pass to number 2, he's got the first. UCLA really sticking to their guns this whole game. A lot of their quick pass game, despite it not really working so far. As they dump it off to the running back, Poole, only a gain of 3. And it's really just letting Stanford do what they do best, which is get these edge rushers going, sit back into coverage. Though as we say that, they go with the handoff, fighting forward but denied the first. So 3rd and inches then. as they kind of stack the front, at least for how close this was. Camp with a nice pass break up in 1v1, and it looks like the punting unit coming out here 4th and inches. A little bit of a questionable call there for UCLA, but indeed they do punt it away. So Cardinal take over at the 28. Brown, he's trying to make several different changes to his offense here. Coming out with a heavy set. Haven't seen too much of that from the Cardinal. Irvin gets stuck on the tackle, and it's only a gain of 2. They initially had that play blocked up a whole lot more. Changing yet again here for Brown, as they do hand this one off. Parrish gets a nice little juke there on Stevens. And that leaves the Cardinal with probably one last play here in the 3rd quarter, as they'll snap it with 1 second remaining. Letting the play develop a little bit. They look for Borden, who gets the grab. The defender slips. A juke from Borden. Cutting back towards the middle. It's a foot race. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. A 3-score lead for Stanford as they end the 3rd quarter with the developing sticks concept. Borden takes it to the house. The defender slipped, and the rest is history. Just a crazy way there to end that 3rd quarter. Heading into the 4th, it is now 35-13. But the good news is a few UCLA fans are still finding a way to celebrate. They must have bet on the over in this one. Starting at the 14 here, UCLA sticking with their passing game to the outside and flying over Rico Cote. Cardinal just got to make sure this thing doesn't blow up with about 8.5 minutes left. Again, up several scores here. Tafiti still yet to get a sack. And probably credit that to just the quick passing game here of the Bruins. Sony Fotu also, I believe, without a sack, though he has gotten back there a little bit. Dumping this one off, flying to it, Richardson as well as Morris, and why not Howerton with the clothesline. UCLA just has not made adjustments throughout this entire game. 2nd and 12, sticking to what they know best. Letting things develop, and here comes 2 defenders, not a sack, a gain of 1 for Davis. Well, that does leave him with -10 rushing on the day. While they do have that quick passing game, Cardinal have gotten back there a few times, and Ramos through his hands. He had 4, if not 5 interceptions last year, nearly found another one there. 4th and 11, a little bit of some rotation here for the defensive line. As Nelson, he's trying to wrap around, chucking that ball deep downfield, double coverage, picked off by Camp, right into the arms of 13, who quickly gets the tackle. It is an arm punt, and honestly, we probably would have had better field position with a true punt. But we won't take that one away from Camp. Great play. Cardinal take over at the 18. Montreal Dog, the running back here, as he's just back to the line. We'll be interested to see here if the Cardinal do start to rotate some players out there just to give some young guys some face. Under pressure, though, Brown is sacked. It looked like they were trying to set up the wide receiver screen, ended up not having time for it. So 3rd and 20, an empty set here from Brown. Hard count, and it looks like the edge guy jumped first. They will get it on UCLA. But getting right back to it, same look from both sides. Letting this thing develop. They've got Buck, and he had the 1st down through his hands. Cardinal will have to punt, first time in quite a while. And it ends up traveling around 50 or so yards in the air. UCLA, they take over at the 45. A little bit of a reminiscence to how this game started with a driving pass. 13 slips a pair of tackles. Morris cleans it up. That's a nice gain for UCLA. Now down at the 38, coming out with trips to the left-hand side. And then to the outside, getting it just by Rico Cote. And then upending Pedersen is Camp. And can now state Pedersen is, in fact, a true tight end. One of the few that they have on this team. Good blocking here all the time. But eventually Nelson gets back there for the sack. That's 2 for him on the day, despite not actually starting here for the Cardinal. Seeing a little bit of some rotation here, bringing Nelson in at DT in this formation as they go to the outside, and Pedersen gets the catch. Not much to gain after it, though, with a clean tackle. 3rd and 4. As Cote, he's trying to provide some pressure, and it's picked off this time. Frausto Ramos, as he's got a welcome mat in front of him. 30, 20, 10, 5. Diving, he crosses that plane. Maybe he dove a little bit early. Pick six, Stanford well in front. And with that, we see mass substitutions along this defense here. All the backups coming in. First time seeing Cook, and immediately a big pass play. Scott, he's in hot pursuit trying to catch up, but Pagan slips the tackle, slips the second. And in one play, the backups give up the second only touchdown here for UCLA today. And if I'm not mistaken, both of those touchdowns do belong to Pagan. Now we get a chance to see our backups here on offense, though we do have three running backs that play the whole time. So Parrish still out there with the hurdle. He picks up 7. But Jackson is out there getting a chance at quarterback. Haven't seen him play much of that as they snap the ball right before 2-minute warning. Spinning close to the first down, but they don't quite give it to him. So wing T after the 2-minute warning as Dog with the space. He's got the first. Offense just looking to run this game to an end as we are inside a minute and a half here. Play clock down to 2. Jackson snaps it. Dog, he's trying to accelerate, but a closing speed from 56. Will end up going as a loss of 4. Sticking with the same look, a little bit of some play action. And open. Not enough time to get it there, though. So 3rd and 14 here. As we've got motion along that right-hand side, it's Chico Holt, the tight end, as they'll continue passing the ball to the turf. So while it won't be the longest field goal of the night, ETN coming on out here to try to tack on 3 more, and he shows off his own power. Well, that is where this one comes to an end. A dominant win here for the Cardinal. First time we've seen this team purely dominate another opponent, and it wasn't even one that was on a lower level than themselves. The first matchup against UCLA, just fantastic. Elijah Brown, he takes the player of the game. Didn't have the best completion percentage. A lot of drops out there, definitely tanked that one. But overall, this defense locked things down, and the offense just steamrolled from the beginning, second quarter to the end. And with that, we land our 5th 5-star player. Indeed, Alex Marcock does join us out of Tacoma, Washington at corner. And considering the one play we saw from our depth corners wasn't the best, that is a great signing. We also are bringing in Kona Osgood, the 4-star tackle, and there was a receiver as well who does decide to come on in. Casey Lanier out of Phoenix, Arizona. This class is really shaping up. And why not? Let's tack on a player of the week as well. Sean Howerton, I mean, he really dominated down the middle. Great to see from the true sophomore. And of course, his play also earns him National Defensive Player of the Week as well. With all the good, there's also a little bit of bad. Cassius Rowe did decide to go to USC this week. I believe this was the week that he had a visit. It was just too good. We had a visit scheduled in week 12, but honestly, we've had so many outside linebackers we were going after, and we did get Kiki, the 5-star, so perfectly happy for Rowe. He could go play for USC. We will beat him down the lines. We also have a power rusher here in Kamara, who we are a top 4, and he is coming into a visit during this next week. We also have Alpha Ivy, another pass coverage guy who will be having visit very soon. In fact, I think both of these guys actually coming in this week. And if that wasn't enough, we also had a 4-star and a 5-star at middle linebacker. So we're bringing in a lot of linebackers. We do have Oscar Coley, who is coming in for a visit week 12. So really adding a lot of depth here to the linebackers because that was a pretty thin and young group. So looking good there. And the only other real bit of news that we're looking at right now is scouting some more quarterbacks here just to see what options we have. If any of these guys do end up being a gem, that would be great. And Sutton is not. Final guy to take a look at here, Nick Terrell. He is actually the gem. So he's got 94 throw power with 87 speed. Road dog, a lot of abilities there. One guy I was really intrigued by here is Gordon Draft because he's 6'5", 223, but he has 88 speed, pretty good throw power. Overall, I think we've got a lot of pretty solid options here when it comes to quarterback. Now, we do have some competition for some lower teams, but I think we could definitely steal some guys away. So we might look to go after maybe one or two of these guys. But next episode is the big one. Against number 3 Oregon, who are currently 6-0, 3-0 in conference. We are 5-1, 2-0 in conference. If we could pull off this massive upset, one, we might finally be ranked for the first time in this series. Plus, we might even see ourselves top of the Pac-12. As it stands now, way too early to fully tell. We would need USC to lose, but we are 3rd, then USC, then Oregon. So a lot happening here. But with the big game next time, you don't want to miss it. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Madden 25 every single Tuesday, Thursday, as we're rounding out the final of the States Only Challenge over there. Don't miss those, as we will also be starting a new franchise when that series comes to an end. More news on that when we get there. But next time we return to Palo Alto as the Oregon Ducks fly on into town.